With the news that under 21, well, he's 23 years of age, but under 21's player Lu Zhao has left West Ham United by mutual consent, West Ham are still looking to move on senior players. And Edson Alvarez is procrastinating over who to go to on loan for the season. And with Guido Rodriguez apparently being chased by 4 different clubs from around the world, our struggle to bring in our own midfield reinforcements continues to move at a snail's pace. It'll come as no surprise that the latest so-called improved offer for Matias Fernandez has been turned down by Southampton. Now, we've heard that the original bid was £28 million plus £2 million in add-ons, and the improved bid, £30 million plus £2 million in add-ons. Just why West Ham United thought that an additional £2 million on the original bid was going to make the difference must be either stupid or delusional. With the valuation of the player being something like £20 million apart, £2 million is not going to make the slightest bit of difference to Southampton. I said this in a previous show, that West Ham would be wise not to bother trying to pursue Matias Fernandez if they're not going to up their bid significantly. And, just move on to other targets that are much more attainable within our budget restrictions that we have. I've said all along that I genuinely don't believe that Fernandes is worth any more than £30 million. And I've gone on record to say that even £30 million is too much to pay for him. So given that we know this, and I'm sure the board know this, and I'm sure Potter knows this, why are we messing around? Time is running out. And that leads me on to some of the more bizarre links that I've heard so far in this transfer window. Now, before I do that, if you're new to this channel, if it's the first time that you're watching the West Ham Voice, or if you watched me before but yet to become a subscriber, please do click on the link that's scrolling along the bottom of the screen to become a subscriber of the channel. And if you feel like becoming a member, please become a member of the channel as well. So let's move on to some of the bizarre story. Well, one bizarre story to be precise. It's stated that Jordan James is a talented young footballer making waves in European football. Born on the 2nd of July 2004 in Hereford, England, he plays as a central midfielder for Stade Rennais in France's League One, and he also represents the Wales national team. But why is he being mentioned on a West Ham YouTube channel? Well, we have been led to understand that West Ham are targeting a midfielder who currently plays in the French league. And we all thought up to now that was Kyle Macauley of Los Glil. And by all accounts, Macauley could still be a valid target. But over the past few hours, Jordan James's name has been bandied around as a potential midfield target. Now, James developed through the ranks at Birmingham City, joining their academy back in 2012. He made his first team debut for Birmingham at just at the age of 17 years of age in 2021. He moved to Stade Rennais in August 2024 on a 4-year deal after an outstanding season in the Championship. Now, although born in England, he chose to represent Wales and made his senior debut in March 2023. And so far, he's earned 20 senior caps for the club, for the national side. Now, when playing for Birmingham City, he made 105 appearances, scoring 10 goals with 2 assists between 2021 and 2024. Now, since his move to Stade Rennais, he has made 25 appearances, scoring the 1 goal and the 1 assist. And of those 25 appearances, only 16 were as a starter, and he rarely finished many games. Now, with great respect, not a prolific return. So why are West Ham United interested in the player? Will a £5 million price tag do it? He's known to be versatile, able to play both offensively and defensively in midfield. His move to Rennes was seen as a bold step, and while he's had limited game time so far, it suggested that this might be the next breakthrough season for him. James is a dynamic box-to-box midfielder with well-rounded skills and a physical presence that makes him stand out on the pitch. Tactically, he primarily operates as a right-sided central midfielder. He thrives in teams with low possession stats, where transitional play and defensive contributions are key. Now, that confuses me as well, because Potter is all about high possession stats. So how is Jordan James going to fit into this setup? He's described as being a proper box-to-box midfielder who covers large areas of the pitch, contributing both defensively and in attack. Defensively, at 6'2", he uses his physicality to win midfield battles and intercept passes. His height and build make him effective in aerial duels during defensive set pieces. Attack-wise, he's known for a strong shooting stats and progressive carries, making him a threat from midfield. And yet, he doesn't score many goals. He's meant to make intelligent runs into the box, adding an extra attacking dimension. Apparently, he can shift between defensive duties and attack support seamlessly. Now, while he's solid in many areas, his cutting-edge passing and chance creations could be improved in order for him to be at a much higher level compared to his compatriots in midfield. His limited goal contributions suggests he needs to improve decision-making in the attacking areas. Look, he struggled to maintain form across last season, which may have contributed to his exclusion from Rennes's future plans. So apparently he's meant to be an up-and-coming player, but he can't even cut it in League One. James is reportedly set to leave Rennes with interest both from Parma in Serie A and unnamed championship club teams in England. His lack of involvement in Rennes's first league game opener indicates he's not part of their plans going forward. With great respect to Jordan James, I don't know much about him. Maybe Wales fans can tell me and enlighten me what I'm missing from this transfer link. I cannot see why we're linked to him. I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's a very uninspiring link. And I don't understand it. And if championship teams are interested in him, then perhaps championship level is where he's at. Now, in complete contrast, a name that has come about again recently is our link to a Chelsea midfielder. No, not Andre Santos this time, but Carney Chukwuemeka. Yet again. Graham Potter knows this young player after having made 12 appearances under Potter's short reign at Chelsea. 21 years of age. Chukwuemeka sounds like he's been around for years, but he's still only 21 years of age. He joined Chelsea in a £15 million deal from Aston Villa back in 2022. Last season, he had a short loan spell at Borussia Dortmund, where he made 17 appearances. Now, since joining Chelsea, the defensive midfielder has only made 32 appearances overall. And with an ever-increasing competitive squad there, he's hardly going to get much game time again this season. He's described as a box-to-box midfielder with technical flair and a good physical presence, excellent close ball control, great vision and passing, composed and versatile enough to play as a deep-lying number 6 or as a number 8. He's got great acceleration and good stamina. Every time I look at scout reports for every midfielder that we're linked to, the descriptions highlight everything that our current squad is lacking. Yet, he's another player who could be signed for around 15 to 20 million pounds, but yet again, another player who would probably add something to our midfield. Chukwuemeka joins a long list of midfield targets in the final week and a half or so of this transfer window. But our transfer business is now beginning to come across as pretty desperate and scattergun. And after so much talk of the Kyle Macauley model of identifying young talent, I have to ask yet again, where is the list of midfielders that Kyle Macauley has identified, and why are we not going after them? Now, I don't believe for a minute that some of the midfielders that have been linked to West Ham in this transfer window are Macauley recommendations. Perhaps, maybe, The likes of Kyle Macauley is one. And I would also suggest that Barcelona midfielder Marc Casado is also a Macauley player identified by him, as is probably Andre Santos of Chelsea and Hayden Hackney of Middlesbrough. But the likes of Fabio Vieira of Arsenal, Fernandes of Southampton, Jonathan Rowe of Marseille, Conor Gallagher of Atletico Madrid, I think names are being thrown out there by either club, agents, or journalists, or a combination of all three to make us believe there is actual movement. Look, the Casado link earlier today, I suggested, look, he's a bit of a sort of a traditional sort of defensive midfielder to sort of spray the ball around, doesn't move much from that side of the pitch. Now I'm beginning to think it doesn't matter. We've got attacking players. Maybe it is someone that we need to marshal just in front of the defence in order to allow our attacking players to maraud forward. So even the Casado link, and Casado apparently has been told if he stays at Barcelona, he's not going to see much game time. Now, £25 million for Casado, why not just do it? Have we put a bid in for him or not? Look, I do truly hope there's movement in this transfer market. But like many West Ham fans, my anxiety is beginning to increase. And I'm worried that we are truly going to be left behind and dealing with the squad that we currently have without any further incoming players. If that turns out to be the case, I really do think it will be damage limitations this season. I just can't see us surviving the drop into the Championship. And I've never thought that before. Now, many West Ham fans are also worried about that we might make a late bid for Salthouse client Josh Brownhill. But let's get this straight. Josh Brownhill is not registered with Unique Sports. His agents are Cassius Sports. They're not, from what I can see, a Salthouse agency. But in essence, would it be such a bad thing if it was Josh Brownhill? I think we need more than just Brownhill. But would it be so bad? Leadership qualities. He captained the Burnley team back to the Premier League last season. He's made 462 senior appearances across 4 teams with 58 goals and 40 assists. Sure, many fans go on about the season before last, when at Burnley in the Premier League, in 45 appearances, he scored 4 goals and made 3 assists. But guess what? Last season in the Premier League, how many goals and assists did one of our so-called better players get? Lucas Paquetá last season scored 5 goals and no assists. So is he any worse than Josh Brownhill? Brownhill's record last season, albeit being in the Championship, was 18 goals with 6 assists in 44 appearances. Even if you halve that, if he was playing in the Premier League, even if he only got half of that, that'd still be 9 goals and 3 assists. To be really honest with you people, I'd even take that right now. Now, one thing's for certain, there's still plenty of time to get transfers done. Another thing is certain, that there are still some very decent midfielders out there that we can and should be targeting. Chukwuemeka, Macau, Casado, who I've just mentioned, Hayden Hackney, who turned down an offer from Ipswich because the Middlesbrough midfielder believes he's Premier League ready. There are players out there, but are we targeting them? We heard that we've got 3 bids in. And when I asked how close are we to getting any of these bids over the line, the answer was no closer at all. And I'm actually waiting for a reply for, are we looking at any other midfielders? Here it is. And the answer is Carl is handling things, not me. Generally, we can't tell other clubs what we're doing, as it lessens the chances of deals happening. Standard, eh? One thing's certain is whether we are going to succeed in getting any more players or not before the transfer window slams shut. If we do, then we stand a chance of doing something in this transfer window. If we don't, then what then? Thank you for watching and listening again. I'm sure I'll be back again very soon with yet even more transfer news, transfer rumors.